Hey everybody, welcome back. Happy Thursday. I hope you are doing well. For those of you that are new, my name is Susan. I am a freelance book editor specializing in science fiction, fantasy, and romance, and I own the company Susan Barnes Editing. Today we're going to be talking about what a book editor does. This is probably the most popular question I get when I tell people what I do is what exactly does that mean? And it usually comes with assumptions of, well, you must spend all day on grammar, fixing commas, spelling errors, everything like that. Or the other side of that coin, which is, oh, well, you're so lucky you get to read books all day. So both of those are somewhat true and somewhat misleading at the same time, although it is very funny to see some people really hate emailing me because they're terrified of leaving a grammatical mistake in there. I promise you we're not looking that hard at your emails. We really just focus on the manuscript, so never feel fear in emailing an editor. But the beauty about being a book editor is it's a little bit different every day. As an independent or freelance book editor, I do a wide variety of things throughout my day, week, and month. So obviously this is a business for me. This is what I do full time. So I obviously have all those responsibilities. So I work on all of my own marketing, sales, accounting, everything like that, all the less fun stuff that you have to do to have a business. But many of you authors that are looking to be full time out there feel that as well, because unfortunately it can't be just writing all the time. You do have the other responsibilities as well to make sure your books are getting out there. So it's sort of similar to that, where it's both a business and obviously a creative endeavor as well. But really the beauty of my job is that I do pretty much whatever I can to help authors along their publishing journey when it comes to editorial. So any questions that they may have about their story, any questions they may have about process, publishing, anything like that. And it's really more of a personal connection. So I have also worked in the traditional side of things. I can go into that more if you guys have any questions on that. But I've really loved the beauty of being an independent editor because I can work really closely with authors, helping them along their journey and helping them make their decisions instead of obviously working for a company that's then publishing them and making partnership decisions with them. So it is a little bit of a different vibe. It's very personal and it's a very partnership connection. So it's something that you want to consider as you're looking for a book editor. So now many of you may be asking, what exactly do you do to a book? There's a variety of different types of editing that book editors do, and some specialize in certain kinds, and not everybody does everything. So when you're thinking about what a book editor does and what you might need in the future for your books, you want to consider these different types. Do you need a developmental edit, which is talking more about story and character, plot, the flow of your novel and how it works story-wise? Is it an editorial assessment that you need? So maybe a lighter look than a developmental edit, just seeing does it work all together? Do you need a deeper dive into your story for a developmental edit? Do you need a line edit? So this is an edit that goes in depth into your story line by line, looking at word choice, looking at scene transitions, looking at your writing specifically, helping you get better with that. There's obviously also copy editing. Everybody's very familiar with copy editing. I do have to say that copy editing and line editing are not the same thing. So you do want to be clear when you're talking to editors what you need and what you're looking for, as well as then there's also proofreading and a variety of other different jobs that editors may do to help you along your publishing journey. As I said before, people always sometimes ask me, well, are you just reading all day? Is that what you do, just diving into manuscripts all day? Some of it is reading all day, especially if I'm doing research for a project or I want to know the market better. So there is a lot of reading. As you can tell, I collect books probably more than anybody should, but it is one of my hobbies as well as obviously my passion. So it is a lot of fun. So even with all of these pieces put together, the business side of it, the creative side of it, being able to work with authors directly, I absolutely adore my job. My favorite part of what I do is probably the developmental edits. I enjoy being able to do a deep dive into the author's story, being able to help them really bring out the clarity in what their vision was, being able to get that on the page, keep their voice intact, but make it more clear for the readers and be able to help them really make that connection, whether it's clarity on plot, whether it's making the characters more relatable, whether it's really helping with the flow and when there are turns in their story. There's a variety of different ways that works. So that's really my specialty, and especially not only developmental edits, but the brainstorming before that. I love when authors come to me and say, hey, I have this idea, I want to flesh it out, or I want to see what possible pitfalls might be in here with my thinking, my reasoning, especially when it comes to world building and different character backgrounds and how they're going to mesh together, because obviously all those pieces are different cogs that have to work together in the bigger plot machine. So my favorite part of the job is being able to get on a call or an email with you and say, hey, here's what I have. Here are my questions. What do you think about this? Would you love this as a solution? Does this spark any ideas? What are you thinking about for this? And really sort of rolling with an author to be able to see what sparks in their brain is a great idea for any of the possible issues that they might have, or any solutions coming up, or even just keeping them moving forward on the story that they're working on currently. So really, developmental editing and brainstorming are my two areas of expertise, although obviously I dive into other areas as well. You can see my services if you head to my website, which is linked below. But really, honestly, my job is phenomenal because I get to meet great people every day. I get to talk to them about their passion and their job and helping them make their publishing journey move further than they ever thought possible, and possibly help them do this at least part-time, if not full-time. As a freelance editor, I get to work on a wide variety of genres, so I'm not limited to just science fiction fantasy, just romance, just thriller. I get to work on whatever I may find a connection with as far as the story, and whatever I think I can help the author with. And that's a little bit about my job. So obviously, like I said, every day is different. There may be days that are more administrative. There may be days that I do actually get to sit down and read a book all day, and those probably are my favorite days, I have to admit. But it's a little bit of everything. It is a creative business, obviously, and it's something that I absolutely adore doing, and I wouldn't change for the world. If you're looking for an editor, the best thing that you can do is use different resources out there. Social media, you can certainly Google. You can also use sites like Reedsy to be able to find people that are not only within your budget, but also have the experience that you want and will be able to be an equal partner in your publishing journey. I do fully encourage whoever you decide to go with, once you're at that point, whatever editing process you may need, whether it's developmental, line, brainstorming, editorial assessment, whatever you may need, 100% never feel shy about asking for a free sample edit. It may not be very long, but it's really important to be able to see what types of questions and comments they'll give you, and how you're going to be able to take that in, and whether or not it sparks new ideas for you, or maybe that criticism isn't quite hitting you right. You want to make sure you're able to find somebody that's going to be a partner with you on this journey and be able to help you to new heights and reach your publishing goals. If you have any questions about finding an editor, what being an editor means past what I've put on here, or any other publishing questions in general, I would absolutely love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe below. Otherwise, I hope you have a great week and keep writing, my friends.